know you're down south, but I can't find where. Where was it? It was in Tainan? No.
Xiaoliuqiu.
Tell me a little bit about that place, man. I mean, before we start.
So it's a tiny little island, population 13,000. It's about, and from the long side, I could scooter from one end to the other in about 10 minutes. There's no stop lights here. There's one petrol station, gas station.
Really?
Yeah. So it's about a half an hour to 40-minute drive from Kaohsiung, depending on where you're coming from, to the ferry terminal. And then from the ferry terminal, another 20 minutes. But, the good thing about it is a great weekend trip, because you can take, like, if you're in Taipei, the HSR down to Kaohsiung.
Yeah.
You're on the island in 45 minutes door to door, or not 45 minutes, 4.5 hours door to door. Like, total of 11 years in Taipei, like 3 different stints in the last, say, 22, 23 years. So like the half of the last 2 years I've lived in Taipei. So my last stint here ended in mid-2019. I was laid off by my company. And I just discovered freediving. And so I just finished up a intermediate course, or the second level course. And I was like, man, I love this. This is for me, man. I've done a lot of things. I can't really put it into words how awesome I felt freediving. Yeah. But then after I got laid off, you have a pretty good severance packages here generally in Taiwan. So I took that down to Indonesia. I took for about 4 or 5 months and took my instructor certification course on Gili Air. I mean, I always loved the water. I always loved being in the ocean, but I never found the activity there. I did scuba diving before, and I kind of liked it, but it wasn't crazy about it.
Okay.
And I definitely wanted to pursue it a little bit more. I've tried surfing, but I just can't get up. I was up for a move to Singapore in about 2017 or so. And I was just kind of randomly looking in and was like, hey, what's it doing in Singapore? And then there's this, I saw there's like freediving courses from a place called Zen Freediving. Okay. And I was like, you can take freediving courses? It's diving on one breath, on a breath.
Okay. Yeah, so you take a deep breath and you just go for it.
Yep. Yep. So
that sounds scary to me, man. Shoot.
So when you take a course or in competition freediving, you have like a buoy on top, this round donut looking buoy.
Okay.
Below that, you have like a rope on a pulley system. And connected to that is like this big heavy weight, about 8 kilos heavy. You lower it to a predetermined depth or your target depth, and then you use the line as a guide to go straight down. So this is for training, and then eventually, if you don't want to pursue going to depth, then you can, just most of the stuff you want to see in the world underwater is like 18 meters and above. So there's no real point of going deeper than 18 meters to see stuff. Just 90% of the species are above 18 meters. To just do some diving on the reef, it's just a first level course should be enough. But beyond that, it's a meditative thing, going deeper and deeper. When you're diving deeper, it's less of the breath hold. It's more of the ability to equalize. So after you go to about 10 meters of depth, your lungs are half the volume. At 30 meters, it's a quarter of the volume. And that's the theoretical limit that scientists a long time ago thought human beings were not able to free dive beyond 30 meters, because you reach something called residual volume. And that's the amount, like if you expelled all your air, there's still a bit, about 20-25% for most people, of air left in your lungs. This is residual volume. And so if you go beyond that, they theorized or posited that your lungs would tear. Like more advanced level stuff, but yeah, I do daily like diaphragm stretches. Uriara Banda. I don't know if you ever saw Choke. Was it Choke? The Hicks and Gracie. Is it like
the Hicks and Gracie stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you see him do all that the breathing exercises.
Yeah.
Hicks and Gracie. Like okay.
When he was by the river, or that cold river, I think he was doing some of that. But so to progress in freediving, it's your ability to attain higher levels of relaxation under stress.
Okay.
And that's a great
It's
thing
got to be
about
pretty
freediving.
useful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like
That's for life, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. Incredibly.
Right.
And you know what they have? What they're famous for here?
I'd love to. I have no idea, man.
Sea turtles.
Oh, that's the island where you can go down and you're not supposed to touch them. If you touch them, it's a fine. That's the. Oh, okay.
Big
so
fine.
I do know a little bit about it. Yeah, it's like a huge fine, right? Okay.
Every single time I go in the water, I will see a sea turtle. Even when me and my wife come back from Taipei or Kaohsiung, we'll just drop our stuff out. We just get on back on the scooter and go to the beach and at least get our feet wet and walk around. And I think it's earthing. It's
earthing. Yeah, exactly.
And if you ever read the books called The Blue Mind by Wallace J. Nichols or J. Wallace Nichols, it's basically using neurological science. So everyone. Everyone knows that being near the ocean or the water is like wellness and good feelings and it's good for you, but nobody has actually scientifically proven it. So he's taken scientific studies to show, yes, being near water is really healthier mentally and physically for you. So yeah, I try to get in the water every day, but now we can't. So I haven't been in the water for 2 months. It's killing me.
That's gotta be tough. The Freedive Nomad. Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
So
what does that mean? Yeah.
I always sort of like the, how would you say? So I had like a 20 plus career in finance and my area was in trading. And so I was basically chained to my desk all day long. I couldn't even go out to do errands, right? I would have to wait till the market shut. And I was stuck with like 20 days a year on holidays, and everything was sort of, just go somewhere for a weekend, go somewhere for a week. But I didn't like that.
That's kind of like most people, kind of like the average person, right? It's like work 30, 40 years, whatever, right? And you didn't like it, so I don't
like that superficial experience of experiencing country. I really like, one of the reasons why I liked Bourdain shows, right? Is that you always. When you got the figure the place out, right? Figure out the vibe. And you just can't do that on a 1 week or 2 week trip, right?
No. I mean,
I want to see the world. I want to see places. Not just see it, but I want to experience it. And, you learn so much by living in different cities, countries, cultures. And so when I was basically laid off and I decided I was going to be a freedive instructor, then it's like, I got to start an Instagram account. What am I going to call myself? What's it going to be? And so I was hoping that freediving was going to be my vehicle to travel and see the world. I can go hop into this country, teach for a couple months or a year and whatnot. So
that's like the. So I want to talk a little bit about your podcast. You just started a podcast. What possessed you to start a podcast, man? On Freedive, the Total Beginner podcast, right?
Total Beginner Freedive podcast.
There you go. I missed a word. Let me fix that. Okay. All good. Keep going. Yeah.
So I started writing like email marketing. I started writing an email string just in case I started getting emails and just sort of entice people to educate them on freediving, give them more information. So freediving, it's an educational process.
Total beginner. Perfect.
Yeah. No, not too many people know about freediving. And so then I started writing quite a bit. And I was like, well, maybe this could be an ebook. So I started writing an ebook. But I was like, no, maybe, I didn't really want to do podcasts, but I just realized I love podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. I've learned so much off of FreePods. I think it's a great medium to learn stuff, right? And so I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to do this in podcast form. Fuck it.
I think it's the best. Yeah, no, I think.
And that's about the Mammalian dive reflex.
I saw that, but I didn't know what that meant. Yeah.
So the physiological response that allows whales to dive like to 3,000 meters and hold their breath for hours at a time. We humans have it as well. And so, quickly, it just sort of, It slows down your heart rate. It contracts your spleen, so it releases 25% more red blood cells. It shunts or sort of like blood shift from your arm, like your peripheries to your organs or your core to protect the area and also give more oxygen to your organs. And then your carotid arteries, that dilates, and so you have more oxygen flow to your brain. And so that helps you hold your breath for a lot longer and dive a lot deeper than you think. So that's also something you can adapt to have a stronger response to.
Well, you were saying at the beginning of this podcast, you were saying that scientists were saying you could only go 30 meters. And then after that, you were saying you've been 40 meters. So, was that because of what you were just saying?
Because of, so the blood shifts to your core, and so it's replacing the air, like your collapsing lungs or, your shrinking lungs with your blood. So the blood is filling up that volume. No, it's just so it doesn't collapse. So it's providing more volume to your chest so it doesn't collapse, right?
Okay, wow.
So, the world record for self-propelled is like 132 meters.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you can go past 30. That's hilarious. Yeah, wow. Okay, way past.
But it's about adapting
your body. Can you feel it? Can you feel it, though, the deeper you go? Like pressure or, you can feel it? Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. Everything tightens up around your chest and abdomen. Yeah.
That's really cool. I have a couple quick questions on
I want to mention, though, if you want to get into freediving, please take a freedive course, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's very dangerous. If you do know,
it's scary.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of people die untrained by doing it, and so I just want to mention that. They don't know the dangers, Kevin. Like shallow water blackout is like probably the number one danger, and you don't know when it's coming. Seriously, it's just like you probably, some people feel euphoric before it happens, right? So,
shallow water blackout. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you blacking out in the shallow water. I mean, yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
That doesn't sound good. Yeah, it sounds
even
awful.
those people diving down to 100 meters, right? They're only going to black out at the very end, because when it's called, what's it called? Not Bohr effect, something. Bohr effect. Anyways, when the pressure causes your blood to be more concentrated, and so your body has more access to the oxygen, right? So even though your blood concentration is going lower, it's still kind of higher because of the concentration. And so, but from 10 meters to 0 is when you have the biggest drop in that concentration, and so that causes a lot of the blackouts.
So you go too fast and you kind of black. Oh, okay. Yeah. So are you doing courses? You giving courses, right? Or no?
I teach freediving.
You teach the courses. So there you go. Yeah. So if people are looking to do some freediving, you're in Taiwan, go down. I mean, your podcast link is in the description below. Cool. Yeah, bro. I mean, so how can they
specialize more one-on-one or one-on-2 courses? And
that's the way to do it. I mean, yeah.
I mean, typically it's 4-to-1 is what most courses are, but it's, you get a lot more attention, you got a lot more dives, and you increase your chances of passing and getting certified and learning all the skills, more importantly. So that's why I like to do like 2-on-1. I've done some 4-on-1 courses, and just, for me anyway, as an instructor, it feels like it's too much, and I think it's hard to pass. And
it's hard.
And if anybody wants to come down and need help arranging like transport or hotels and whatnot, then can hit us up. We've helped some friends do that. So
you got the whole thing. Okay, perfect. Yeah, the whole package, man. So you got to have a little package. You got to put together a little package that's like including HSR, including the hotel.
We do that.
You got all that stuff. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, they just are just like, boom, here's my 10 or here's my 20 or here's my 50, whatever grand it is.
Yeah, I was thinking of like what I wanted
when
I was working in Taipei, and it's like I didn't want to go to Agoda, book that, then book my HSR ticket. And it's like I just want to trust the guy on the ground, sort everything out. I don't care if I'm paying a premium for it, but I just don't. This is going to save me 2 hours.
There's a big percentage of the population is happy to pay the premium.